Hey guys, Alex here from Homeschool of Bel Air. Today's video is going to be all about what's been going on for week 9 and a look into week 10. So if you're interested in finding out what we have going on, stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, I did move around Evelyn's area. What I ended up coming to terms with last week is because I'm still working on the boys' schedule as far as their schoolwork and everything that we're able to complete in one day and things that we're just not able to squeeze in on a regular day. I'm still trying to figure all that out. But I was noticing that because Evelyn was just kind of stuck in this little corner, she was getting a little bit neglected. I do feel like I could be doing better with her. I feel like she was just kind of sneak out most days and we would end up having to complete school in the evenings, which is fine. I don't expect her to sit for the amount of hours that the boys sit for. That's not my case. I think a lot of it was a lot of the book work that she does earlier in the morning. We don't get done because she just kind of sneaks out because I'm over on this side working with the boys. And the book work that she has is all right there. And I'll show you guys that in a little bit. I do want to give you guys a little peek into week 10 because I already set everything up for week 10. Real quick, I did have to nanny the girls last week that I nanny. It's 2 older girls. They're 11 and 13. I had them here all last week, which also means for the boys and for Evelyn means later bedtimes, waking up just a little bit later. Me and the boys, for the most part, were able to squeeze in school. But when I have the girls here, the majority of my job when they're here is driving them to their appointments, driving them to their softball practices, and all of that can run kind of late. So it was making us go to bed a little bit later, and of course that means waking up a little bit later. So we're a little bit off this week. I am allowing the boys to have this week off because they also have their first wrestling tournament on Saturday, and they've been having a little bit of a rougher practices when it comes to wrestling. So I'm letting them take this week off. Also, I didn't really get to prep because I have the girls here. So I didn't really get to set up. So I've been spending, today is Wednesday. So I've been spending Monday and Tuesday just kind of setting everything up for them for next week. As far as Evelyn goes for this week, we are doing school this week with her because we didn't complete a lot of stuff from last week. And a lot of it is just her book work. And I'll show you guys that in a bit. So we've kind of been working slowly through that. I worked with her a little bit on Monday. I worked with her a little bit on yesterday, and I'm going to be working with her a little bit today. So all the letter R stuff, we're not going to start till next Monday, but I do want to show you guys what I did first with the room before I jump into her activities. So again, I was noticing that because Evelyn's desk is right here, it was just taking a lot out of me to set the boys up over here. And it was a lot of, hold on, Evelyn, hold on, Evelyn. So she was just kind of, losing interest by that point and going downstairs and, doing her own thing. So what I ended up doing was I set up the boys, and don't mind my mess over there. I'm trying to set everything up. And then I got all of Vincent's curriculum for next year. So everything's just kind of a big mess over there. So don't pay attention to that. So here is Adrian, where he's going to be sitting now. And all his stuff is here. I have his work boxes over here. And I'm going to be doing a video, hopefully today, since I have time, later today on their progress and what they're doing. So this is Adrian's area here. This is now Evelyn's area right here in the middle. So I have all her little pencils and all that good stuff there. Some crayons, her little chair. And I need to get her a new chair. My husband sat on it and leaned back and it broke the back part. So yeah, we need to get her a new chair. So that is her little preschool area there. And now this is Vincent's area here. And Vincent is my 9-year-old. And all his stuff is here, all his bookwork. And again, I'll be doing a video on their progress and what we're doing with them. So that is that. I did move around the schoolroom a little bit. I'm not going to get too much into that just because I think... if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys might have seen the day that I posted it on my story, how I just kind of cleaned up and moved. I'm utilizing the closets now. So that is what all this rearranging comes from. Okay, so let me go ahead and go into Evelyn's preschool area. So her preschool area now, it has kind of come out to about here. Only because I don't have the board right in front of her anymore. So like her letter R writing page is going to just be clipped here. And this is a magnetic board from IKEA. Her fun page, which I usually have on her desk, but because we've been doing schoolwork this week, I've been keeping it here. All her reading material that we're not super using right now. We're not really using it, but it's all here. We're probably going to start doing that. I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. I won't get into that too much right now. Or her little book work is all here. Those are her little work boxes. And then all her tray work is here. So all the little trays are all set up, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what we have. I just want to show you guys real quick how we arranged it. And then the yellow Kallax unit is here now. And I just ended up putting this rug here because it moves around a lot. So when I'm writing on the board, this rug just kind of moves a lot. That one doesn't. So I kind of switched. It would just kind of aggravate me. So I switched them off. So that is what I did with the room. Let me go ahead and pan it back. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what I did yesterday, Monday and Tuesday, what I've been working on. So let me go ahead and go into the letter R activities for Evelyn. So I will start on her focus wall. So on her focus wall, we have the letter R. We're still working on the number 3. We're working on the triangle, the color yellow, and this week's word is at. All her sight words are building up, if you guys can see that. And then her little coloring readers that I make for her, it's all set up. So now it's added the word at. So look at the robot, look at the rocket, look at the rain, and look at the rainbow. This page here is something that I created for her, and I kind of just accumulated all the sight words that we've been learning. And I color it or I allow her to color it. She usually tells me to color it, so we sit together and I color it for her. She kind of gets bored sometimes, so that's what we do with those pages there. Initially, it's something that I would want her to color, but she just kind of tells me like, Mom, you color it. So yeah, so that is what that is there. I went ahead and pulled out her letter R Hear, See, Do book page. And this is such a great little book. So this is what I use to show her the sound with the motion. So this week the motion is So that is what this little page is. So there's really nothing over here. I kind of cleaned everything off. Here she has a little, and I believe these are from the Measured Mom. And all it is just sounding it out and placing it here. I keep it simple for the first day, and then usually I'll add a second letter that we can do almost like a review on. And I think for this week I pulled out the letter C, and I'll show you guys that later. The letter R lacing card. Again, I haven't punched the holes on these. She kind of just likes to look at them. This week for the books, I pulled out Raccoon at Clear Creek Road and Pete the Cat, Robo Pete. There's a letter R Magnamix, and then sorry, I see we were finishing up some work from last week with the sight word look. So this week it's at. And then what I did differently was I moved her little focus phonics tray here out to be just more in the open. So I'll show you guys that in a bit, what I have for her. So here's the little reader cards that I created for her. And this is kind of what we go over and just kind of try to sound out and read. She can do it only if I help her. So it's not going to be something that she's doing on her own and actually reading these words. She's not. We just kind of do it together just so she can get the idea of putting the sounds together and reading them. So that is what we're doing now. I use the bean bags to just kind of help. So for instance, if we're doing this card, what I have her do is I have her find her bean bag. So, and then she finds ah, and then at, rat. So this is kind of what I'm using this for and how this is working. Now again, she still needs my help with this. So it's not, like I said, it's not where she's doing it on her own and reading the words. And these little phonic cards are some that I made, and I do have them on my Teacher Paid Teachers, and I'll link them in the description box. So as far as social studies, we're still on the same thing. Again, we didn't get to do school last week, so we didn't get to finish. We're still on the developmental stages of a pregnancy. We didn't get to do it last week, so I'm hoping I can squeeze it in either today or tomorrow. Social studies, same thing. We're still working on community leaders. Again, that was something we weren't able to complete last week, so hopefully today or tomorrow. Now for the letter R phonics tray, I went ahead and pulled out a rhino, a rabbit, a rooster, a rat, and some rocks. That was really all I could find when I rummaged through the schoolroom. So that is what I have there. I'm going to go ahead and start up here. Up here we have her little beginning sound clip card. As far as the beginning sound clip card, all I really have her do is she grabs a dry erase marker, she traces a letter R or colors it in, whatever she decides she wants to do. We have a bunch of little clothespins, and we just go through all the pictures, sound them out, and whatever begins with the letter R, she adds a little clip on. So for instance, robots, and so forth. So that's how we do this. Her next tray is her name tray. Her name tray, we're still working on this one. The next tray is her craft, and for Monday, she's going to be doing a rainbow. So I have her watercolors out. Instead of water, all I really do is I put water inside one of these little watercolor paintbrushes. And she knows how to use these. You kind of squeeze a little bit and the water comes out, and then you just paint, and then we just kind of clean it up with a paper towel. We're going to see how this works. Last time I gave her water, she made a huge mess. So we're going to see how this little brush thing works. Hopefully this will be less of a mess, but we'll see. I might still have to give her some water. So all it would be is having her paint a rainbow on a little half piece of plate. And then we're going to glue it onto the little sky. And then we're going to add cotton balls as clouds. So that is what this little craft is here. For her next tray, I added the construction letter tray. So on this one here, I just pulled out the letter R. And this one, all she would have to do is just kind of build the capital R and build the lowercase r. I used to have her do it on here. I found a lady that was having this huge sale. She was an old preschool teacher over the weekend. And I went to her house and I was able to buy a ton of stuff from her. This was actually last weekend, sorry. And she had 2 sets of these construction word builders. They were both in one box, but she sold them to me for like $6. So I went ahead and got that. So that's what these are. The next one is a little block letter. I'm going to set it here on the ground. The little block letter things. I mean, you guys have seen this before. And I can't remember where I got this from, but it's building the little train, and she was going to be building the word rhino. So all the little blocks are in here to build the word rhino. And she does pretty good with these. She actually enjoys doing this. So that is all I have for the blue tray. As far as her green tray, it's just it's just a tighter fit now. For the green bin, we have her letter find. So she just has to find the capital R and the lowercase r. And as a manipulative, this week we're using rocks. So all she would do is have to find a capital R or a lowercase r and just kind of put a rock on it. So that is it for that. I also put a little flashcard in here. If she wants to try to build the letter R with the rock, she could also do that. That kind of stuff, I leave it up to her. Her dark green bin. Okay, so as far as her dark green bin, this is her Play-Doh mat for this week. So I just gave her a couple different things she can play with. So she has her yellow Play-Doh. She has a little rabbit, the letter R. She could add raindrops to the little, this mat. And then she still has her yellow mat down here. I also gave her rocks. So if she wants to just play with the Play-Doh and put rocks on the Play-Doh, she can. Or if she wants to build the letter R with the rocks. Whatever she wants to do. This kind of thing is just more like her free play. She can do whatever she wants with it. Okay, and for her little yellow bin, so on her yellow bin, we have this little game called Rockin' Robots. So I went ahead and this is just another thing that she can just kind of free play with. And a lot of times this kind of stuff is more or less if I'm busy with the boys, she can just grab one of these to play with. So the Rockin' Robots, all it is a balancing game, and she would just have to stack up the robots on both sides and stack them up as far as she can before it either rocks or tumbles over. So that is what this game is. Yellow tray is her math tray. So for this week, all it is a rainbow. Even though I didn't put a cookie sheet under here, I'm just kind of using magnets. But all she has to do is, as I call out the number, she just covers them up with a little yellow magnet. So that is what we have for our math tray. As far as her extra work. Let me show you guys what extra stuff she has for the rest of the week. So I have a letter R coloring page. This is something where I'm probably going to just have her either paint it or color it like a rainbow. She has a cutting practice page, which is just a road, adding cars to a road. And then she has a raccoon mask. And for masks like this, I usually prefer popsicle sticks over rubber bands. So that's something she can cut out and glue together. Here she has a rabbit that she gets to build. And a rocket. And that is pretty much it as far as crafts for the week. I also pulled out the letter R tangram. I might actually add this to her Collax unit as just like an extra activity. The other thing I have is a sound cover letter R. This is something that I usually add towards the end of the week just to see that she is picking up the letter R sound. And that's really it. Anything that I have extra for the letter R, I don't know if I'm going to use. She has a letter R, just a capital and lowercase r. Again, this I might have her just kind of build it with rocks or rhinestones or something. I don't know yet. We'll figure this out. I stopped using rice as a manipulative for letter R. Last year I used rice and there was rice all over the carpet, and this carpet is like that old 70s carpet, and it was just getting in the cracks and it was just a mess. So I stopped using rice. She also has a few coloring books that she can color. Some of these are from last year, and then this one's actually from when Adrian did preschool. So there's a few different things that she can, you know, if I feel like she wants to color. She gets bored sometimes, so we'll see. I also have the Confessions of a Homeschooler letter R, finding the R page. I'm trying to think. There's a few other things. R is for Rocket. That was for my son when he did preschool with me. So it's just a few little extra things that I have. I don't know that I'll be using this stuff with her. We'll see. Usually the stuff that usually whatever I set out for her is enough work. So this is just extra. So that is it for her extra work. Oh, sight words. For her extra work for the rest of the week. Let me go ahead and show you guys where we're at. Okay, so from last week, this is the stuff we did not get to complete. From her Preschool Palace activity book. She's doing really good with everything. We just didn't get to complete our page for Thursday and our page for Friday, which I believe was just coloring in the healthy foods. So that's really where we're at. Yeah, she got to do this one. So that's really where we're at for the Preschool Palace activity book. All we have to do is this. So I'm probably going to have her do this in a little bit. But other than that, she's doing good with that. We got to do most of it. Now her letter. Okay, so this one is her alphabet practice notebook. This one, we just do one page a day. And these are all just free printables that I got through Pinterest or just teacher paid teachers, just different things that I found that I just kind of put together. So as we go with this one, we just kind of track our progress and add a sticker as we complete the letters. So with this one, we do have a few pages that we didn't complete last week. I have this one, she did it. She just didn't feel like writing anymore, so I just let her. She drew, I forgot what she drew. I think a snake. I can't remember. So that is that. So today or tomorrow, I'm going to have her complete this. So she just has 2 pages. So she has this page, and then we move on to letter R. So this would be fresh for Monday. So yeah, so just later today, I'll have her do some of this stuff. Yesterday, so that is where we're at for this. So yesterday I had her do this because we hadn't completed it. Where are we at? Yeah, letter S. So I had her come up and we had done all this. So yesterday she did this page here and this page, and all it was just stamping the letter capital S and the lowercase s. This comes with cutouts, but I've been noticing that she likes the stamps better. So that's what we've been doing. So capital S, lowercase s, and then here she was supposed to trace the S. Usually I can't tell if she did or didn't. No, it looks like she didn't. I had her do her math page, and then I had her do this page. She has trouble writing the letter S's. So that is what we did yesterday, and then she did this yesterday as well. And she did really good with it. She was supposed to draw 3 snakes here. one person here, 2 dogs here, and then 4 spiders up here, which she did. And then we put this guy together. See, a lot of this kind of stuff I have to color it for her because she just refuses to. So I color it and help her cut it out, and then she glues it. So we got to do all this yesterday, and then we start fresh letter R on Monday. So that is how I do that. Now, as far as her sight word notebook, we feel a little behind on this one too. She did her page for Monday. We had to do this one yesterday. No, Monday. We did this one on Monday, and then we did this one yesterday, and then we start fresh at for next Monday. So that is how this is going. So sight words have been going good. Now she hasn't been remembering them for say, like I'm not going to say, oh, she knows how to read all these sight words. She doesn't. But I think she'll pick them up. I think as we go, we do review them every day. So I think she'll start to eventually pick them up. So yeah, so that is where we're at as far as sight words. We're doing good with that. The only thing we were supposed to do that we haven't had a chance to do is her sight word writing notebook. For that one, we still have to do the letter I. She never completed this one. And all I really do is have her, wait, did she? Oh, she did. Okay, never mind. She did. I couldn't see with pencil. Look, it was look that we didn't get to, she didn't get to trace them. And then I do have her trace these as well, and then I try to see if she can try to write some of her own. So I have it ready with the word at. So yeah, so we still need to work on this page, so we'll probably work on this today. So that is our progress. That is how we're doing as far as week 9 and starting off week 10 fresh. And again, we are taking this week off. Another thing I wanted to show you guys that I might start with her. Now, it might be too much. It might not. We'll see. I didn't want to start this right away, but it's something that I do want to start here in the next week or two. The Learn to Read activity book. This book here follows. I was going to use the reading lesson with her, but I'm noticing that the sequence of letters that we're learning, this book kind of follows it better than the reading lesson. So if I was to do the reading lesson with her, I'm going to have to introduce other letters that she's not really learning yet, if that makes sense. She was doing it with me before, but she was just not learning the letters. But I think now that I'm focusing on one letter a week and really focusing on that sound, I think I can start this book. This book, see, like for instance, we already learned the letter A. We already learned the letter M. We already learned the letter T, and it doesn't follow it exactly in the order, but it's following it in the same sequence. The letter S we did this week. We're still finishing up, and then you get a review. So I think I'm going to use this book almost as like a review for her to learn the sounds and then do some of these activities here. And then you move on to letter I. Now, letter I, we don't do for another 2 weeks, which is, I think, in 2 weeks. That's why I want to start introducing it, but I don't think that we're going to be doing it lesson for lesson. The letter F, which I think we also do like in a couple of weeks, the letter D. And I'm trying to think, I know it introduces the letter R soon. I think it's right after the letter D. Yeah, see, there's letter R. So it kind of follows the sequence just a little bit better. And then with this one, see, you right away start to, by week, what is it, lesson 10, you start to sound these words together to form words. So again, I'm going to probably introduce this book and maybe just do some of the lessons, just kind of start them off slow and start building on it. I'm still undecided when I want to start it, but I do think I'm going to start this soon. If not this week, maybe just bring it out and show it to her and see if we can do the letter A or lesson 1 and see how she does, and then maybe move on. I'm still undecided. I wanted to wait maybe just a couple more weeks just so we can do some of these other letters. Like, I know in the next couple of weeks, I believe we do letter I. I believe we do the letter F soon. So maybe I'll wait till we finish all these letters and then, I don't know yet. We'll see. But this is a really cool book. I got it through Amazon. It doesn't come comb bound. I did go to Office Depot and comb bind it. But it's a really cute book, and I feel like it's very simple, and it's a really cool introduction to reading, I think. So yeah, so this is something that I'm going to introduce to her. Again, I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week, but I do want to introduce it to her soon. So I'm going to go ahead and pan out. So thank you guys again for watching. If you guys have any questions on anything, please feel free and let me know. Again, this is for week number 10. And again, we're going to be doing week 10 next week, not this week. So I am going to be a little bit behind on my posts. But I think also that's going to allow me to do some videos that have been requested on the boys. So I'm going to try to film some of those this week that we have off. So again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.